Hello, my jelly fighters. This is your daily Brogue for the 16th of August, 2021. And I am going to continue, or probably even restart, my critique of the fashion blogger view of capitalism. Now, if you want a really good fashion blogger view of capitalism, you can read Mark Blythe. He does not look like your standard, very nice incendiary darts. Does not look like, so yeah, I have got that. Oh no, this does not look right. So we've got a key down here. So that looks like, let's see what that looks like. That looks like it's probably the collapsing floor treatment. This is a very odd looking first level. Right? Normally the first level has a tea room you enter into. It's flooded here, but it's not really flooded, so you can see the bottom of the tea room flashing around here. But I guess because they put this guy in here, I wonder why that requires that thing. There's nothing going on around here. Oops. There is something going on around there. Let's see if we can find something that might actually help us. Even if that thing is a monkey, right? So it has a paralysis vent, I think. I should have checked that. Shallow water. Gas vent. Okay, so it's just says gas vent, but I think it'll be paralysis. So that means it's probably a rat trap. Rats in the walls, like in Lovecraft. I don't feel good about that. Let's see if we can get the key. All right, right away. All right. This is a bad place to have a stand, so I am going to not booting key I need. All right. So if I can make my stand in a corridor, that'll be much better. Are these my rats? So these are my rats. This would be nice if I had a confusion, not good. I might turn the rats around though if they were there. This way, don't see any rats. Okay, so what do I see here? Ooh, a Staff of Lightning 4 empowerment. My monkey is dead. That would have been very useful. War Pike transference. Oh, Staff of Lightning 4 didn't help. That actually did help a lot last time. It's just that it's getting a lot of goblins and jellies. So this is a big long line of rats. Let's see, can I get more? Okay, yeah. And that's the way to deal with them. Okay, so the lightning, as you'll recall, flail. It's everything in a row, so purple gas crap. Another staff. Okay, so we're using the capital Z now. It says it waits for 100 turns. Let's look at that again. I haven't used it because I'm just worried that until something happens. So I guess I'm hoping, maybe you can tell me in the comments, something includes your healing up. If something includes healing up, oops, then we're fine. Okay. Because you don't want to waste food. But you don't get the event completely healed. So a lot of times you don't need to do that. So I've more or less wasted some food. Incendiary darts. So yeah, you can read all about the fashion blogger view of, let's see, linking, good. Of Capitalism by listening to Mark Blythe, or reading Mark Blythe. And basically what you'll see is a list of complaints. You won't see any real deep thoughts going into it. And that's because, as I've said before, depth 3, okay, we can live with darkness. Depth 4, we'll have to do a couple of things. Don't have to, but hopefully we'll find detect magic here on depth 3. And not die, right? Because we find a goblin conjurer. Oops. One of the problems about being darkened is that you're not completely sure sometimes if something's deep or if it's just dark. Or at least I have that problem. So, yeah, I was listening to some of this, and it really did sort of annoy me, and it annoyed me for a particular reason, which was just seemed like, you know, some things were being explained as part of capitalism, like greed. You know, nobody was greedy before capitalism, right? I'd say tell it to Attila. Right? Just like, yeah, exactly. There was no raping or pillaging prior to capitalism. You know, when does a limited liability corporation start? It's a potion of life, not what I'm looking for. Not what I want to do, but see what we can do. Depth 4 is still not bad. Fire immunity. Hopefully I don't need it. I haven't seen any fire here, so. But in the particular case, the individual case that I was looking at, right? The fashion blogger view of capitalism was that people flex, because capitalism, it's used as a reason when it's not a reason, right? That's a major problem. Right. People show off their cool things for status, right? Not for commercial gain. Well, I guess on YouTube, fashion bloggers do. So, but in general, people use status, show off their stuff for status reasons rather than for commercial gain. And on YouTube, obviously, they are doing things to improve their status through commercial gain, or improve their commercial gain by improving their perceived status. Right, and that perceived status comes from stuff. Comes from the things that they. Okay, so what am I doing? 490 turns, 13 things. It's time to go down to depth 5. 12 things. I have not seen a detect magic. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Now, although I remember what I was talking about, I don't remember where I was. I did have some luck. Hallucinations fade. Not quite back up to full health, but okay, there's the way out. It's dangerous. Burgundy potion. What am I looking at with this guy? 5. Four. So the chainmail is just average everyday chainmail from, Sears. But if you really listen to the problems people have with capitalism, they're not really problems with capitalism, they're just problems with people, right? People are greedy. People are gauche, right? And this did not require the rise of the limited liability corporation. This did not require free exchange. In a lot of places, this is even more important in places where there is less free exchange, right? Where things are more egalitarian in a way, not in a real way, but in the fake way that they mean. Right? When you get into a place where either when you get to a place where your connections are important, okay, and either there are two places where your connections become more important. This is hard to believe than your skills. Then you really get this sort of desire to show off. All right, this is not good. Okay, so I was hoping, crap. Where's that other chainmail? Oh, these are both cursed. I'm on depth 6. I am doomed. Okay, so yep, we will go through aggravate monsters. O, negation P, identify L, H. Okay, so at least I got rid of that. So quick K. I thought I had another potion. I have another life. I had another invisibility. As long as that flame's there, they're not going to see me, and then there we go. Now they need to be reasonably close. Don't eat the food. Okay, and let's try that teleportation. Okay. So that is probably a Summon Monsters scroll. Remove curse, okay. Would have been nice to gotten that a little earlier. Well, I can get rid of the spear and the chainmail I'm wearing and equip boring chainmail and apply H to my weapon because I got another one of those scrolls. A protect weapon. So anyways, that's one thing that's annoying is a bunch of people who you're pretty sure don't know what capitalism is, right? They think that capitalism is just all the bad things that they see in the world, rather than being, in fact, the only reason why anybody ever listens to them in the first place, right? I mean, it's very strange having anti-capitalist, and they're not capitalists per se. Well, they are capitalists, right? They are entrepreneurs, in a way, somebody who makes their money off of YouTube, right? Is an entrepreneur. This is a super capitalistic person, right? There has some errors, some problems, not errors, but I guess YouTube gives people some unfounded hopes, like I'm going to make millions of dollars, or I'm going to be able to even support myself by talking on YouTube. It happens. It's something that can happen. And it's pretty rare. To be honest, that's part of the reason why I was a little bit upset with this woman, girl. She's 20-odd something. And has been a fashion vlogger for, for years, since she was in high school. So this is a very different person than me, right? Somebody who wants to put their face out in front of everyone so that everyone can see how amazing they are. And she's picked up some weird ideas about capitalism, but other people in the similar place have as well. I mean, it's not just this one person. I've seen this elsewhere, right? People dislike some of the implications of free exchange. Most importantly, that in free exchange, you might have a situation where what some person has is more important than what somebody else has, or rarer, or more desired. People really hate that idea, right? So a lot of critiques of capitalism come from exactly that. That Jeff Bezos, even though he makes less than a penny per person, personally, for all the stuff that he's done for those people, somehow shouldn't have acquired so much money. So at some point, he's made all the money he probably should, so everything else should be given away for free, right? All that distribution stuff. Maybe not for free, but he personally shouldn't be making any money off of it because he has enough, right? He has enough as deemed by some other person who has less. And, there are some good reasons to think stuff like that, right? Like network effects, right? So actually, I'm not sure if that network effect is the thing that I want to... What is you ran away from? It's the thing that I want to call it. Okay, so I can use my Stafford linking here to get around this particular trap. It's not really a trap, but this particular puzzle. Okay, what's that ring? Awareness, that's very nice. Linking I have. And there are some cases, and they're very rare, where people can take advantage of their position in the market, right? Something like monopsony. I don't want to say the word, but it's an awful word for several reasons. The most awful part about it is I don't say it very often, so I have no idea how to pronounce monopsony. I know how to pronounce it, but my lips are not used to making that sound, right? So okay. Plunge through a hole. Wonderful. my ogre came from that direction, which means that, well, either he jumped through the hole, or the don't need Oceans of Darkness. Anything else around here that I didn't see? Acidic jelly. So he must have popped through the hole and damaged himself. I'm weak with hunger. Did I find food? I did find food. I have no idea what those things are. Scroll of Enchanting, so I do need it. I hadn't found that. Oh, crap. That one's still full of fire. Where am I? Depth 10? Still seems a little... sort of mean for depth 10. Get some food. It's more or less what I was looking for. See if I can get home. That was bad. A detect magic, excellent. Sanctuary and mapping. So most of the problems that people have with capitalism have nothing to do with capitalism, right? Oh, that's one of the things I was planning on talking about. I'll talk about it in the next one. All those enchantings, I should have enchanted up that flail. Run around not doing anything, not using any of these things, it's bad. I started to talk about it, but I didn't, about sort of the morality in corrupt and socialistic places. And so we'll talk about that next.